This is Dr. Roland Finger, and this is for Early American Literature. I want to just give a few words on Christopher Columbus, a little bit of background, and then a little examination of this text, a letter from the first voyage. You have to do a little comparison of Columbus's writing and also Las Casas' writing for our second forum post. The first one is just based on your awareness of Columbus, what you think about him, how his ideas have influenced you, that sort of thing. But so I just want to mention that all of us know the childhood rhyme, Columbus sailed the ocean blue in 1492. We also know that he had 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria. I just want to mention that the Pinta for sailors in Columbus's time would have been associated with the painted woman or the painted lady. And so they would have joked that it was a prostitute or a name for a prostitute. I want to just mention like a big issue when it comes to studying Columbus, and that is the idea of discovery. People say he discovered America, but there were lots of people living here, and so this has been really troubling. And also, Eric the Red, a Viking, had sailed across the Atlantic before. There's evidence that some Chinese vessels had crossed the Pacific to the west coast of the Americas. And so, but it's a really troubling thing, and we'll think about this, we'll emphasize this. I'm going to look at the first sentence of this letter and read it to you. Sir, as I know that you will be pleased at the great victory with which our Lord has crowned my voyage, I write this to you, from which you will learn how in 33 days I passed from the Canary Islands to the Indies with the fleet which the most illustrious king and queen our sovereign gave to me. And so I want to emphasize that he's ascribing the success of this journey, this great victory, to our Lord, to God. So his religion really comes through in this. And scholars have said that Columbus had 3 G's behind his voyage: God, glory, and gold. And so this satisfies like the glory and God thing. But also he, of course, would want wealth and that sort of stuff as well. I'm mentioning the Canary Islands because this became a touch point in the transatlantic voyage. Europeans would sail south toward Africa until they reached the Canary Islands, and sailors would say when the butter started to melt, then you could turn west and you would catch the trade winds. And so this became something that people would do when they were sailing across the Atlantic. This became a key idea. I want to just mention a little farther down in this text, he says, and there I found very many islands filled with people innumerable, and of them all I have taken possession for their highnesses, by proclamation made, and with the royal standard unfurled, and no opposition was offered to me. So he's making this huge assumption that all these people here are now subject to the royalty of Spain. And he doesn't receive any direct opposition, so he assumes that he has authority over them. He feels like he owns these islands for Spain. Spain has them, and he starts naming them. And so this gets back to the idea of discovery. It's more about claiming or trying to own, trying to possess, than actually discovering. It would be a discovery for Europeans. He's publicizing this, marketing it, making it popular, but it's not really discovery. And a lot of people have trouble with this idea of possession and renaming, controlling. Columbus has a lot of desire to impose his optimism on the New World. He wants to see it as great, valuable, extensive, and some of the rest of this text really emphasizes that. And so that was me doing a little bit of reading in Columbus, a little bit of commentary, and I'm signing off. I look forward to working with you throughout the whole semester, and welcome to English 212A.